It might look like these two bright young technology students are just messing around with a model aeroplane, but there's much more to that aeroplane than meets the eye. Robert and Wade are students studying computer science and electronic engineering at La Trobe University in Melbourne, and they've invented this device. This tiny autopilot system could replace the human pilot. Robert, how does it work?
Basically, there's three parts. Firstly, we get our little autopilot board. We can plug in our memory card. That will just log everything we're doing while we're actually flying. We can then put that in the plane, and that will actually be controlling the aircraft by connecting into the aircraft control systems. Secondly, we use a bit of software to develop some sort of a flight plan, so that can control and tell us where we actually want to fly. Thirdly, using our GPS navigation software, we can actually plot in 3 dimensions exactly where the plane's flying well in the air, and we can analyse this on the ground as well for future control purposes.
That's incredible. The tiny autopilot system weighs just 50 grams, while the boys have fitted it to an unmanned aircraft that's just 75 centimetres long. It can be applied to an aircraft of any size. Wade, how come you're using a model aeroplane?
The most important thing is that the bigger they are, the more expensive they are, and also the more damage they do if they crash. So for initial development and testing, we thought a model plane would be perfect, easily accessible, and doesn't matter if we bang it up a bit in our development.
You get less injured. Now, you designed this from scratch. You two sound like mini Einsteins in the making. It must have been a lot of work.
It was a lot of work. It was our engineering project for our double degree, computer science and electronic engineering. So we started at the beginning of the year and we did a lot of planning, a lot of research, and we designed it all from scratch and built it, and we've been working on it and testing and improving it all through the year.
Robert and Wade's advanced technology is a step forward in improving the unmanned aerial vehicle industry, which is the next biggest thing. Now for the question we've all been waiting for: how long before this sort of technology could be used on normal aeroplanes?
Well, at the moment, about 90% of the applications for this technology is in military aircraft. That leaves an area which is rapidly growing in areas such as disaster management, ecology and weather measurements and things like that.
Okay, so do you see a future for pilotless passenger aircrafts?
Well, personally, I don't know if I'd trust hopping into an aircraft where a computer's just doing everything. I think the pilots have always got a job, at least for the foreseeable future.
So what are the advantages of not having a pilot?
Well, particularly in dangerous areas, such as if we're monitoring bushfires or something like that, we don't want to put the pilots' lives at risk. So having a computer fly the plane is an ideal solution for that sort of thing. Computers don't need to sleep as well, so they can fly the plane for much longer than any pilot could foreseeably fly the plane.
It's incredible to think that in just a couple of years we could see pilotless aeroplanes communicating with each other in the air. Who knows what the future of aviation holds? It might not be long before we see cars flying down the freeway too, literally.